So what are some of the things where, if you can look back, where you can say, okay, I thought that was love, but it was really just an illusion of love? Forever friend. I always talk about Forever Friends and Interask and the platform, and it basically being something that allows us to see through the illusions of love. Some of you guys have heard the song, the theme song for the intro that Michael made for me. And at the end, it says, we'll see through the illusions of love to find the treasure in becoming forever friends. And so I wanted to talk about what are some of the illusions of love, basically. And illusions of love will be like basically anything where in the moment you thought it was love, but it wasn't. And what made you come to that realization? Because I mean, clearly many of us, maybe not all of us, but many of us have been in relationships before where those relationships might have not worked out. And while we were in it, engrossed in it, we might have thought that was love, but maybe it was not necessarily love. Or could it have been that it was love? Can you have a genuine understanding of what love is and still not know how to love someone? So I guess that's the question. And if that is a possibility, how do you come to the conclusion of that's what that was, or whether it was just a mirage or an illusion of love, that you thought it was love, but it really wasn't? As you've matured, as you've grown in your understanding of what love is and in your understanding of relationships, that you understand, okay, well, no, this is not this is not how relationships go. This is not the truth when it comes to love. I can tell you one of mine while you guys are thinking about it. When I was younger, I used to think that the person who I was with, that they weren't going to change. They can't change, you know. As though the moment I see something different that they're doing, I'm out. I'm jumping boat, you know. That was one of the illusions of love for me, especially when I thought about relationships. And as I got older, I realized that we are ever evolving people, and that the people are going to grow. The people should have fundamental core values and belief systems that you can see are consistent wherever they go in. So meaning like when they're interacting with you, when they're interacting with their family members, when they're interacting with their friends, you should see some consistency, and those core values should help them respond to life as they're growing and changing, you know. But in my immaturity, I just like, nope, you got to stay the same because I'm gonna stay the same. You got to stay the same too. And that was clearly not true at all. I think there's also, I have another one too while I'm waiting for you guys. Let me throw it all out there. One of my biggest ones that I really I just don't appreciate the misunderstanding of it, and which is where when you're talking about love, that love is something that is weak. So like someone would say something like, if you wear your heart on your sleeve, or love is blind, where they have connected the authentic nature and force that love is, and connected it to just being simply in your emotions about something. To where if you tell someone you have to love, they automatically going to think that you're saying, you know, okay, well, I'm gonna be a doormat if I do that, or people are gonna get over on me if I love in that way. And love is not like that. Love is very direct. Love is truthful. Love knows when to let go. Love knows when to tell someone the truth, even if you know that they're not going to appreciate it. Love is not something that is weak, and it is not something that is going to make you emotionally blind when you're in a relationship. I always say that God is love. So if God is love, then the moment you surrender to that, then you're in wisdom. That's the most wisdom you can get when it comes to navigating a relationship. But we're often taught opposite that. When you hear things like love is blind, or you know, if you leave, you know, that's really not the case. Love is very clear. It makes you see things very clearly. I think it's because people misunderstand what love is. So I think people's interpretation of love makes love hard and challenging. So it's really us being in a position to understand what real love is, and proceeding with our relationships in that way. But yeah, if you don't have a good understanding of love will be very hard. Or if you're like the question that I asked early on, you weren't here, but one of the questions that was in my jar was saying to men, asking the men, how do you know when a relationship naturally progresses rather than if it's being forced? And I think a lot of us have been experienced situations like that, where we're rushing things, and it might not even be like what Michael said, where you're not rushing to an end goal of marriage or some other kind of title or position, but just really rushing and not, taking the time to build the building blocks that are necessary to have successful relationships.